guys, I hope you're enjoying the new event that ends tomorrow afternoon, and you're all having fun in ESM. I just wanted to make a quick video about red gear and star crystals and when to star up and what kind of stats you should be worrying about. Some questions have been popping up in Discord quite often and also in YouTube for the comments. So I just wanted to go over that, make a quick video, quick rundown, and what kind of opportunities a lot of people have when you hit Reborn 4, because there's a lot of time for you to grind and for you to build your characters in the way that you want to build them. So before I do all that, I just want to do a shout out to my new Patreon subscribers. So thank you, Frost. Thank you, Black Howling, and that's at least what he's going by in Discord. I'm not sure what his character name is. And Gothics. So those are my three new Patreon supporters. Thank you guys very much for the support. Much appreciated. I've already been talking to you guys quite a bit, so hopefully we can continue to work together and move forward. Now, if you guys haven't noticed, in the background of this, the whale keeps spawning, and I think he looks so cool. It's like the god of devouring. Oh, he just flew away. He's bigger, and it's just, I just noticed it today, and it's absolutely like mind-boggling how big that guy is. And if that ends up becoming a world boss, or if they do an update to the devouring boss every Sunday and he's that massive, oh my god, it'd be insane. Real quick, if you guys are working on the summer carnival, just a quick note that I have finished my 1500, but what I want to talk about is not any of that stuff. Is make sure you're getting your mount museum crystals or wing museum crystals, whichever ones you want to go for. Honestly, this event allows you to have the opportunity to actually unlock something. I discovered today that unfortunately, when you go to fuse it, it doesn't actually work. Let's see if they fixed it yet. No, it says wrong target. So I've already contacted the devs, reached out to some people. I know a couple other people also reached out through Facebook. I went through Discord. Hopefully they find a solution to that so we can actually unlock additional slots for the pavilion, because I really want to unlock that. But this event is honestly amazing. I've gained almost 1 million CP out of it. Got a lot out of it. Made quite a few changes on my character. I've changed my pets deployment. I'm not using Snowman. I'm not using Alice. Things are to be... I'm just playing around for right now to see how it all works out. I really like this guy because of his lasso ability. It works really well with people who just start jumping around everywhere, aka gunners. God, it's so annoying chasing a gunner. But this definitely makes it easier. With sacrificing, I didn't sacrifice Alice, I still have Alice in my inventory, but with not using Alice, I lose 8,000 attack, I lose 60,000 CP, and basically that's the gist. The pets do a little bit less damage, but with this guy taking her place, basically his passive procs every 5 seconds, and so with every 5 seconds it's constantly doing AoE damage. It makes up for the fact that I lost that damage bonus. If you guys have not noticed, a couple things. The exchange has changed. You can now exchange for other pets. God of Devouring is the pet that I'm going to be going after as soon as it comes out. This thing is absolutely insane for Nature Warrior, and I'll show you in a minute, but you can also exchange for the cat, you can exchange for Shadow Disciple, you can... Valkyrie still there. Also, we've noticed that Valkyrie seems to be dropping through polls now a little bit more often. I've seen it twice in the last 3 days, so not me personally, I've not pulled it, but other people have pulled it once, so I've seen other people pull it twice on my server. All right. But let's real quick details. So this thing's absolutely crazy for the passive. It's basically it puts a weaken on everything around me for 5 seconds, stacking up to 8 times, and that procs every 2 seconds. So it's 1% of my attack every 2 seconds, just hitting everything around me. But the weaken's better than normal. It actually weakens their attack and their defenses, so it's a smaller percentage. It'd be 0.2 times 8, so you're looking at a 1.6, right? Whatever. But yeah, it's a smaller percentage, but it's nature damage. So since I'm a nature warrior, it should scale with my damage. It should do a lot for me. I have no idea who I'm going to replace. I really like Cupid, even though it's not nature damage. It's stuns and reflect back damage. Honestly, if I can start it up high enough, I'll probably end up replacing Wing of Death. But I will never get rid of Lugia. Maybe I'll try without Lugia just to see what it's like, and I'll let you guys know what it's like to not have a Lugia, but have all those SS pets. We'll see. Right now I am collecting as many of these exchange points as I can get to be able to exchange for more devouring pets. But let's stop sidetracking and talk about the things that I actually wanted to talk about. So people have been asking about red gear, right? So when should you be focusing on getting on your gear? Should you be keeping your gear at a lower tier and getting it up to red and then try and catch it back up to your server? Should you do it as you progress? Should you be working on it on the current level that you're currently at? How should you go about it? Now, everybody is going to be able to do it differently, and I'm not saying one way is the correct way, but I'm just going to give you guys examples. And I've already talked to these guys about it, but Mavis, right here. So Mavis, what? Okay, there we go. Game's being slow. All right, Mavis, wow, she got her weapon up to 14, so she's working on that. But she's also, all her red gear that's now R12 used to be R9, and as of 3 weeks ago, it was stuck at R9. She spent the last 3 weeks grinding with her alt to farm the ore that she needed in order to get everything, and then she sold it to herself through the trade system. And then at the same time, she farmed R12 gear to be able to make sure that once she got her gear to R11, she can rank it up to R12 right away. And the higher tier gear you're farming, the more star crystals you're getting, the more shards, and it just speeds up. Now, why is now a good time? Well, when you hit Reborn 4, it's 1 level a day. And there's 120 levels for Reborn 4. So that means you have 120 days before you're even looking at reborning, right? That's 4 months, all right? Roughly. So that's a ton of time. And without really trying, I can get between 6 to 18 star crystals, complete star crystals a day. All right, and it's a huge different number because sometimes you have hell dungeons you can do and sometimes you don't have hell dungeons you can do. Sometimes you get really lucky with loot drops, sometimes you don't get so lucky, but generally you're getting some pieces of gear. You have your hero runs. Generally you can get 1 piece of gear out of the 2 runs guaranteed, just about, and you can keep going from there. The reason why I brought her up is because she spent 3 weeks grinding up her gear to catch it up. She had all her gear at R9 red. All these red pieces were at R9 red. She spent 3 weeks trying to catch it up. Now she's at the point where she's farming gear. Looks like her next piece is going to be her chest piece. And once you get to that 4-star, it's a ton of star crystals. Now, let's say you're at R8 and it's only costing you 70. I'm sorry, I don't know the exact numbers off the top of my head, but say it's only costing you 70 star crystals versus R12's costing you 160. Well, when you're ranking up from R8 to R9, R9 to R10, R10 to 11, 11 to 12, you're still spending more and more star crystals, and it actually equals the same exact amount of star crystals as if you were just ranking up that R12 gear. So backtracking in this game to just try and get your piece of gear to red easier isn't going to be benefiting you at all. It's actually hurting you because now you're going to be wearing R8, R9 gold pieces when everybody else is in gold R12, right? So you're automatically dropping your stats way lower. Now, another person that I've already spoken to would be Gothix. He is one of my Patreons, so shout out to him yet again. And he's actually willing to let me show off his character. So This is Gothix, and he is working on collecting all of the star crystals right now. It's really slowed him down. I actually did 5 hell runs for him today. Note that in the summer event that's going on right now, if you do 5, you can do 5 hell runs to get points to try and get to that 1500 marker quicker. Something to do. If you have the hell tickets, you might as well do it. And then, so that's what he needs right now. He has all his gear at R12. He's starring them up. He's getting the pieces as they drop. He'll start them up further while he's focusing on a piece at a time. Now, as far as priority goes, for him, I would definitely recommend working on getting his gloves to red, and then going after his neck piece to red, and then going earring or helmet. All right. And then if you're choosing another piece of gear, it's going to be shoulders or helmet. That's because it all has attack stats on it, right? With the more damage you do, it's easier to grind, easier to progress in the game, easier to do Zodiac, to do Devil's Domain, to do everything that you need to be able to do in this game. PvP becomes nicer because now you get to hit somebody a lot less often than slowly whittling away their HP. So definitely the damage is an important key factor, okay? So that's what I wanted to talk about for that. And basically the whole entire gist is don't hold your gear back because you're worried about star crystals. When you hit Reborn 4, you have so much time to farm star crystals. Note, when you get all your gear to R12, all right, and I have not confirmed this yet, but I'm full R12 red. I don't know if you need to be full red, but when you do that, you can go, note the level, Reborn 4, level 120. This should not even be unlocked for me yet. But I can go here, and actually I have plenty of attempts, so I might as well kill this boss. I can go here and I can actually farm the boss, and I can farm R13 ore. So now R13 ore has become available to me, and I can slowly start working on my gear. Now let's say you have all your gear red, or you're trying to farm materials for red. Should you be using your exile bosses, not your demon prison bosses, but your exile bosses, to be farming R12 or R13? When your weapon's already, let's say it's R12 right now. If it's R12, your weapon's R12, then you definitely should be farming as many R13 ores as you can so you can get your weapon to R13, and then you should be moving on into R14, and then 15, and then 16. So as you progress in exile bosses, the amount of bosses available to you actually gets less. So the best example would be there's only one R16 boss in the game, all right? So that means you have to compete with God knows who if you're all at that same point. So the earlier you get to that R16 boss, the better it is for you, and better it is for everybody else too, your friends who might be coming up on farming that. For example, Jinx and myself, he farmed the ore for R16 first because I focused on ranking up some gear to R12 faster because I knew he was farming R16 when I had already finished my R15 ore. So when he finished up his R16, then I didn't have to compete with him, or I would always double check with him. It's like, hey, are you good for the night? Do you need that boss? And then we work together so that we can make sure that we're not conflicting with each other's progression. It's benefits of being in the same guild and playing the game together with somebody who's just as powerful as you, right? No nasty relationship kind of competition where you're killing each other on sight. It's nice to have a friendly competition, and it's nice having that friendly competition. So that's the gist about it. Now, recasting. A lot of people are asking or saying that recasting is incredibly expensive, and it is. So I'm just going to reiterate, you should be doing it, if you're able to do it, every other level. Not doing it all the time is fine too. Say you have a rare stat that you really like, and you're scared to lose it. Because I know for a fact that I've had terrible luck recasting, and I have spent a lot of stones trying to recast, but I've gotten really, really unlucky. For my weapon, I used to have rare stats on it. No such luck. When recast stones come back, I'm going to try again. Oh, the game just lagged out because I killed the boss. Maybe I'll get lucky and get the wings. Maybe I'll get lucky and get the wings. No, not lucky. All right. So, yeah, I got bad luck. As far as the that's a def. Yeah, I really do have bad luck. R12 emblem came out. I put 300 recast stones in it. Basically, what I did is I recast until I got that hit rate because I really needed hit rate, and I got it, locked it, and then I just went for the rest. As soon as I got nature damage, I locked that, and then I ended up running out of stones, so that's why it's got fire damage, stamina, and main class stat on it. I'll tone this up basically as soon as I get more recast stones, but just do it as the time comes. Don't worry, it's not super big of a rush. If you end up skipping a few levels, like my necklace, I just recasted it at R13, but I hadn't touched it since R10. So because it had crit damage on it, and actually that is R10 crit damage, I didn't want to lose it. I just locked it. And to me, it's not worth risking losing that 14% crit damage over a little bit more CP. I mean, if I got crit damage again, yes, it could be way higher, but I'll take the 14% for right now, especially because I know R14's coming, R15, 16. Now, if this was an R16 neck, then yeah, I'd pick one piece of gear. Say I was full R16. I'd be like, okay, this is the piece of gear that I'm working on, and I'm not going to stop recasting it until I know that the stats on it are exactly what I want it to be. That mindset can be used on R12 gear, especially if you get your R12 gear all red. When you get everything to R12 red, things start costing a lot more, okay? So to rank up, so if you guys want to see real quick, 240 weapon regrade scrolls, craft scrolls, 576 R17 ore, note that doesn't exist in the game right now, and 90 star crystals, and that's to get it to R17. It goes up by 10. It was 80 to get it to R from 15 to 16, so now it's 90 to get from 16 to 17. So it goes up roughly 10 every single time. The actual gear, we're looking at 50 to go to 13, and then from 13 to 14, we're looking at 60. So yeah, it's going up 10 every single rank, okay? This is the time in the game where everything slows down. There's nothing but time. There's no rush. You don't need everything perfect. Get your stats to where you like them. They're tolerant. You can tolerate them. You have good crit damage. You have good crit rate. You have good damage overall, and you have good mitigation, so that if you're getting jumped by somebody, you can sort of withstand it. All right. Figure out the kind of class you want to play. Do what you want to do. Make sure you have that elemental mastery. You don't have to be super heavy in elemental mastery, but having a good amount over 100% is definitely worth having. I have to leave this area in order to show rankings. I know Jinx has gone down in elemental mastery, myself as well. I've gone down in elemental mastery. It's just not rolling on pieces of gear, and I've accepted that. I try and get nature damage as high as I can, and then just go with the flow. Things that I want is more crit damage. If you have a crit rune in every single skill, that's 5% crit. Or if it's purple, it's 2%. I believe it might be 3. It's probably 2. I think it's 2% crit. But it's extra crit, which is going to just be a lot better for you, and you'll be critting more. Same thing goes with Pierce if you want to be more focused in Pierce, which is ignoring defense, okay? But crit damage, that's a huge thing that you need to be working on overall as a player. If you have your crit damage higher and your crit rates going, you're going to be doing a lot more damage, and you will see that difference. Even just an increase, say I got it to 270%, the numbers are going to go up, and I'm going to feel it, and I'm going to be able to see it, and things will start melting even faster. All right, and then we got back to the elements. I mean, nature damage 8,500. Okay, the mastery is 122. I've had it as high as 160 in the past. but I'm not getting it on every single piece of gear. Okay, and I'm failing to show that. Really failing to show that. I lost it on my weapon. I know that for a fact. Okay, I lost it on my emblem, and no, I still have it on my glove. So my emblem I lost it on, and I lost it on my weapon, and that was a huge chunk of my mastery. Okay, and none of these other things have it. Gloves still, yeah, they still have it. So I've seen other people show me links of their recasting, and it's absolutely insane. It's all like full rare stats, and I'm just like, wow, you're the luckiest person in the world. Good for you, awesome. And yeah, I rock those stats as long as you can possibly rock them. Okay, so I tried recasting all my gear at R12. I don't want to touch it. The only reason why I touched my neck at R13 is because I had forgotten to recast it, and then I'm like, well, I'm going to rank up something anyways, so I'll recast it at R13. And that's just how it played out. My next thing that I'm going to be recasting are these boots, because I didn't recast them at R12. Well, I did a little bit. That's why the stats are so terrible. I ran out of stones. And I'll fix them up at R13. That's the plan. And then I'll probably end up pushing everything to R13. I won't recast. I'll collect some recast stones. I'll make sure my weapon's perfect. And then at R14, I will do everything except for my neck and my boots, because I already did them at R13. And I'll wait for 15 for my neck and boots. Or maybe I'll just skip all the way to 16 and just do everything at 16 again. All I can tell is that with every time you rank up the gear, the cost of the recast stone starts going up and up and up, and you get less chances of recasting, and it just gets exponentially more expensive. So collecting as many free ones you can get from alchemy, from the story, those are the two main ways. And then collect, if you got some from events, just make a stockpile, pick a piece of gear, work on it, get it to an acceptable rate, and just remember you're going to be ranking up that gear, so acceptable is tolerable. All right, nothing needs to be absolutely perfect. R12's not the end. R16's not even the end. It will go way higher, but that's probably going to be in about 6+ months, or maybe when we all hit Reborn 5, they'll do a content update, maybe. All right. Jewels, keep up with them when you can. What I would recommend to everybody, and this is what I do, so I make sure I'm up to date on my 3v3s, my 5v5s, and my 1v1s. Every Monday, you get blue diamonds. For 3v3s, it's every other Monday. But when you get those blue diamonds, I immediately go and I either look for a deal in the shop, look for a deal in here. Ooh, that's a deal. I look for a deal in there, or I just flat out buy them for 300 per blue diamond. This way I'm never spending my actual money on them, and I'm able to continuously keep it progressed. And I've been doing this for a while, and that is why my gems are where they're at. So I just lost track of where I was. Monday, I'll have this done. Oops. I'll have that guy done. Actually, I'd probably do it now, but I'll just wait. And then I'll slowly start working on everything else. Every single one of my gems is level 9. Spoiler alert. But yeah, so work on that. Use your blue diamonds wisely. The only thing I use them on are the cubes and refreshing the bond missions, dispatches. All right. Other than that, there's really not much. Oh yeah, and then the guild, using them for guild donations. All right. Hopefully this helped you guys. Hopefully it gave you some information. I know it's another little bit of a long-winded video. If there's anything you guys want me to cover about progression in the game, what else is going on, let me know. I look forward to the comments, and thank you again to all my supporters, especially my Patreons, for supporting me. I look forward to more conversations with you guys in Discord, and thank you all again for watching. Take care. Bye.